Hello everybody, this is Darren Redmond. It is Sunday, October 28th. Get that Halloween candy ready. And please, if you want to help the kids, don't get any of that fun-sized nonsense. There's nothing fun about less candy. And you're not helping the environment by putting a lot more smaller packages in the garbage than one big hunking thing of Snickers or Hershey. Go with the big size. Anyway, want to talk today about how Dave Roberts and the LA Dodgers can still win this World Series. It's not over. The talking heads in the morning who pretend to be drinking coffee, and we'll talk about a couple of things. Obviously, they'll talk about LeBron James. They're going to take one of three ways of looking at this thing if the Dodgers lose again. That somehow Dave Roberts is a victim. That one is the most laughable. Two, they'll try to justify and sing from the hymn book of analytics. Or three, anybody that doesn't think you should always use analytics and is somehow a caveman, a lowbrow. But we've seen this in politics, we've seen this in philosophy, that instead of arguing the merits, they basically, even though they'll say they don't like name calling, they name call you ignorant, say that you're not smart enough, even though you're not in with the in crowd. So here's some observations I have real quick. Analytics is a fine thing. Data is a fine thing. The Red Sox have used it 3 times already as a complementary aspect to the individual's performance when the game is on the line. It's a merge. Let's count on the number of no fingers about the Oakland A's and how many world championships they've won. It gets you close. And analytics is a very good thing for some things, but you can't just go by computer, thank you. Because if you do, why are you even there? Why are you even there? That gut instinct. Just shove everything into a computer. Well, play. You don't want people online all day, kids online all day. But if you're going to manage that way, if you're going to run your team that way, strictly on analytics, you might feel better about yourself as you paid somebody a good commission. But the truth is, you're going to come up short. You'll come up long enough to get to the playoffs. You're going to come long enough to sell some T-shirts, to do some things. But at the end of the day, you give me Oral Hershiser in 1988, the Bulldog, who beat a heavily favored Mets team to get into the World Series against the A's. Give me Tommy Lasorda, whose gut told him, you know what, I got nothing else going on, even though sabermetrics would tell me not to play Kirk Gibson against Dennis Eckersley. Well, because of his outside slider and this. That's very good when you look at the long range and you look at tendencies and you look at, as a GM, how you may want to build your team. But when the game is on the line, you got to go with that gut. You got to go who has done it before or who's due. Mark Messier, Game 6, Meadowlands Arena against the Devils. Calls not only they're going to win, but then scores 3 goals in the 3rd period to ice the game, 4-2. But you're gonna get murdered by these analytics. You're gonna get let down constantly. Dave Roberts, you had a very pivotal game that you could have won, but for whatever reason, you took out a pitcher who was just mowing people down. Now it's not just about that one situation. People have a bad night. It's about the methodology of going to the computer to tell you about human interaction. That computer hasn't been made yet, and it's silly and it's sad when people get on television or on the new media on the internet and drink water out of a coffee cup and pretend that they're actually drinking coffee, and then they're telling you, X, Y, and Z, and they can't justify it. Big Poppy's, base knock in the 15th or the 13th or 14th, 15th inning against the Yankees is something that you won't see in analytics. You see that the man rises to the occasion. You see that Terry Bradshaw went to 4 Super Bowls, and they could talk about his interceptions and this and all this nonsense, but the guy was a gamer, 4-0 against teams that actually hit the quarterback, not like today where they put a bubble wrap around a quarterback and somehow you want to make him the GOAT. But don't worry, there'll be enough time to talk about LeBron James and about Kevin Durant and about pictures on the sides of buildings. We could do that because that's important stuff. Dave Roberts, you can win this World Series. How do you do it? By being that guy, Dave Roberts, that stole second base against the Yankees when you're down 3-0, against Mariano Rivera, against the best. You don't get that kind of perfection out of a computer. What you get is justification from a computer for why you make bad decisions. Dave Roberts, you manage this series like that guy who stole second at Fenway as a Red Sox. Dodgers win this World Series. If not, we can figure out why you got people on the bench and why you didn't start certain people. The analytics say this or that. Go with your gut. Go with your gut. Do you think Gil Hodges in 1969 would have listened to Cybermetrics when he let Tom Seaver pitch 10 innings in a World Series game? And again, if you're going to say, well, the game has changed, no, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Individuals who step up to high performance have been around since the cold shot by Babe Ruth. It wasn't really a cold shot. I saw an image that showed he was just counting pitches, so that's a fallacy. Stop it. You know exactly what I mean. So, in recap, will the Dodgers come back? I had the Red Sox winning this series, but the Dodgers can. Every game has been close. And isn't it great when you play to win and you don't play against the clock? That's why baseball's such a great sport. Anyway, let's watch the World Series tonight. Let's see what happens. Last game at home before they have to go back to Fenway if they win tonight. Should be an interesting game. You know Darren Redmond from FHT Sports will be watching the game, probably tweeting out a few things. And follow us. Serge, the hockey guru, who, by the way, is 15-0 and looking to go 18-0 in his picks against the spread. Who do you watch in the morning or turn on the internet can say that they're 15-0 against the spread? I'm waiting to hear. Let me know. Check it out. Go to FHT Sports, write, subscribe, comment, share. And remember, we have the Hockey Hall of Fame movie and the Hockey Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Actually, the movie is about the history of hockey in Fresno. Coming up here on November 7th. Tickets are going fast. This is Darren Redmond from Redmond's Wrap-Up, FHT Sports. Let me know what you think. And again, opinions are great. Bring your own opinion, but don't bring your own facts. They'll be shot down real quick. Talk to you soon.